So last video students I have taught about the financial planning, factors affecting financial plan for a business concern. In this video you will see factors affecting capital structure, means कौन कौन से वो तत्व हैं, कारक हैं जो कि किसी कंपनी के जो कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर है, जो पूंजी का स्ट्रक्चर है, उसको इफ़ेक्ट करते हैं, उसके विषय में यहाँ आपको समझना है. हियर व्हाट इज़ कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर, जस्ट आई वांट टू टेल यू. कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर, यू नो, इट इज़ कंपोजिशन ऑफ the finance or the money which is collected from various sources. So here it is said that in a capital structure, how much fund from owners capital and how much fund should be generated or brought from the borrowed capital. So capital structure is called here, means just to bringing or maintaining a balance of debt and equity, This way the maximum benefits from the available fund can be obtained by a business concern. Here, you know, when we are talking about the owned capital मीन्स जो बिजनेस के ओनर्स हैं वो लाते हैं, और इस तरह के कैपिटल में आपका इक्विटी शेयर से जो फंड आता है वो है इक्विटी कैपिटल होता है, और दूसरा जो प्रॉफिट एक्यूमुलेशन होता है. तो इस तरह से इसको ओन्ड कैपिटल कहते हैं. ओन्ड कैपिटल इंक्लूड्स द owners fund plus retained earnings. When we are talking about the borrowed capital includes the borrowing by issue of debentures and other ways there, that is loans from the financial institutions. So here these are called borrowings. Now हियर यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि इस पूरे कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर में कितना पैसा जो है इक्विटी का लगना चाहिए और कितना पैसा जो है जो लोन है उसका लगना चाहिए, क्योंकि दोनों ही बहुत ज़रूरी है. आप केवल इक्विटी लगाएंगे तो उसके अपने अलग निगेटिव इम्पैक्ट्स हैं, और केवल अगर डेप्ट लगाते हैं तो उसके अलग निगेटिव इम्पैक्ट्स हैं. तो अब क्वेश्चन ये उठता है कि दोनों में से कौन लगाना चाहिए, कौन नहीं लगाना चाहिए, या दोनों ही लगाना चाहिए. तो यहाँ आपको यही जानना है कि जब आप कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर बनाते हैं तो किन किन बातों को ध्यान में रखते हुए इसको बनाना है. उसको हम बोलते हैं फैक्टर्स और कारक. वो सभी कारण जो कि किसी कंपनी के जो पूंजी का जो आकार है, स्ट्रक्चर है, उसको डिसाइड करते हैं, उसको हमेशा दिमाग में रख करके, ध्यान में रख करके ही कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर ड्राफ्ट किया जाता है. अगर कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर में अगर डेप्ट की मात्रा बढ़ जाती है, मतलब बारोड कैपिटल की मात्रा बढ़ जाती है, तो इसको हम हाईली गियर्ड कहते हैं. व्हाट इज हाईली गियर्ड? हाईली गियर्ड कैपिटल, व्हेन द इन अ कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर the money utilized by borrowing from the debt increases, then capital is said to be highly geared. And opposite to that, when in place of debt the equity capital, fund collected by sale of equity shares, if that increases, then that is called low geared capital. So here हाईली गियर्ड है, लो गियर्ड. और आपको ये भी बता दें, इसको कैपिटल लेवरेज भी बोलते हैं. कैपिटल लेवरेज, जो कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर है इसमें डेप्ट और इक्विटी के जो अनुपात को मेंटेन किया जाता है, मीन्स क्रिएटिंग ए बैलेंस बिटवीन डेप्ट एंड इक्विटी इन ए कैपिटल structure of a business firm, that is also known as financial leverage. Financial leverage. So, if the quantity of debt increases in the capital structure, then capital is said to be highly geared. When the quantity of equity increases in the capital structure, then it is called low geared. Low geared. So, I was teaching about the factors affecting capital structure, and there I have already explained the capital structure, financial leverage, gearing, highly geared capital and low geared capital. Now you have to see the factors affecting capital structure. First, trading on equity. Trading on equity. When a company borrows fund regularly, for conducting a business along with the equity capital, it is said to be trading on equity. Means trading on equity, another name of trading on equity is financial leverage. You can understand here that a ratio of debt and equity in a capital structure, that is called here trading on equity or financial leverage. A company, if it is only using equity, then also the negative impacts are there, and if a company is using only debts, then also the negative impacts are there. So, it is supposed to utilize both the types of funds in capital structure of the company. Company can utilize equity till that extent when the rate of interest paid to the debenture holders or to the financial institutions on their debt, if the earning of profit of the company is more than the rate of interest, then that will increase trading on equity. Means under that case, the company may borrow money and company may use the borrowed fund. But when the earning of profit on investment is less than the rate of interest paid, in that case the debt capital is not advised, because that will increase financial burden on company, and this way this is said here. In that case, the company is supposed to utilize equity capital, because when equity capital is utilized, there is no guarantee payment of dividend. If the company earns sufficient profit, then only the company declares the dividend or shareholders are paid. So, in that case, when the rate of earning is less than the rate of interest charge, in that case company is supposed to utilize equity capital. And when the rate of interest which is payable to the loan providers or debenture holders, if that rate of interest is lower than the earning of company, in that case company is advised to utilize debt. So, these conditions are there and these are maintained, that is called here trading on equity. Financial leverage has two main implications. First, the fixed charge on security will increase the return on equity shares only. If the rate of fixed charge is lower than the return on investment, in that case equity, if the rate of fixed charges that is lower than the return on investment, in that case I have already said the debt or borrowed capital can be utilized. But if the fixed charge on security that is higher than fixed charge on security that is higher than the return on investment, in that case the equity capital is utilized. It is said here means both earning on investment and interest payable, that is considered for deciding the investment of debt or equity. So, up to that extent where the return on investment is higher than the rate of interest, then the loan can be borrowed and utilized, but where the rate of interest is higher than the rate of earning, in that case the borrowed capital is not utilized, then the equity share capital is utilized. So, here for this purpose the balance is maintained between debt and equity. Example you can see, suppose if two companies are there, company A and company B, and if both are earning a profit of rupees 20 lakhs, both the companies are earning, and if the interest that is payable by one company A, that is 3 lakhs 60,000. Suppose 20 lakhs earning is there, means company A has utilized more borrowed fund, so it has to pay higher rate of interest, and suppose it is paying an interest of rupees 3 lakhs 60,000, and another company B which has utilized larger amount of equity shares, so on less amount of borrowed capital, then interest payable by that company is rupees 1,20,000. So, if net profit before tax and interest that is 20 lakhs for each companies, if the interest is paid by both the companies, so profit after interest company A that is 16 lakhs 40,000 and company B that is 18 lakhs 80,000. The tax, suppose tax is charged on profit that is 50%, then 60 lakhs 40,000, half of that is 8 lakhs 20,000, that is reduced, and in other case the 18 lakhs 80,000, so half of that is 9 lakhs 40,000. Both taxes are reduced from the profit, then the net profit or balance profit is coming, that is 8 lakhs 20,000 for company A and 9 lakhs 40,000 for company B. So, in this case if we see company A has utilized higher amount of loan capital, and along with that its size of equity is small, and another company that has utilized less loan capital and higher amount of equity capital. Company B has no preferential shares, but company A has issued preferential shares, so it has to, company A has to pay preferential shares dividend, means dividend on preferential shares. So suppose company A is paying rupees 1,40,000 as dividend to preferential shares. So after that the profit left as net profit after payment of all taxes and the interest and dividend. For in case of company A, that is 6,80,000, and in case of company B, since no preferential share is there the profit left after payment of interest and tax, that is 9,40,000. So if we see both the companies, company A, the net profit left after all the payments, that is less than company B, means their company A is having net profit of rupees 6,80,000, while company B is having net profit of 9,40,000. But in these two situations, since the company B's size of equity is larger as compared to company A, so when the earning per share is calculated, because of small size of equity in company A, even its net profit left after payment of interest and tax and payment of dividend to preferential shares, that is less. But due to smaller size of equity, if it is divided by, net profit is divided by the number of equity shares, then the ratio of earning we are getting, per share earning, it is 1.13. But in case of company B, since the profit generated by our left after payment of tax and interest, that is higher, even 9,40,000, but the size of equity is larger. So 9,40,000 is divided by the size of equity of company B, then the per share earning that comes rupees 1.4, rupees 1.4 per share. This way, if we compare both the companies, even just to see company B is earning more profit, then also the per share earning is less, and company A is earning even less net profit, then also the per share earning is higher. Reason behind that, the company A has maintained good financial leverage, means the ratio between debt and equity is balanced. But in case of company B, the debt and equity ratio is not maintained properly. In spite of that also, if the profit increases, in that situation the company B, the per share earning is reduced. So that is reason for maintenance of financial leverage. If proper maintenance of financial leverage is done by the companies, then trading on equity increases. If the per share earning increases, trading on equity increases. So I think that is clear. Trading on equity is desirable when the rate of earning is higher than the rate of interest and the rate of dividend payable to preferential shares. If the per share earning is higher, then in that case the here trading on equity is increasing, and when if a company earns a stable and regular to pay at least the interest on debentures, means if the company is regularly earning, stable earning is there, and always whatever the interest is payable by the company, the rate of interest payable is less than that earning. In that case, the company can utilize debt capital, and that will increase trading on equity. The third one is there, there are sufficient fixed assets to offer on security to the lenders. You know, those who are giving loan to the company, they want security on their investment. So if the companies are having sufficient fixed assets free of charge, in that case the company has chance to borrow debt, and when the proportion of debt and equity is such that the result in increase in the shareholders wealth, means if the debt and equity ratio is maintained in such way where there is increase in wealth of shareholders, in that case the company can utilize debt capital, and this will increase trading on equity. So you are, I think, understanding what is trading on equity. Trading on equity, it is the trading where the earning on shares per share increases. If the balance is maintained between debt and equity, that increase the earning per share, in turn that increases trading on equity. The यानी कि आप समझ रहे होंगे ट्रेडिंग ऑन इक्विटी क्या है. ट्रेडिंग ऑन इक्विटी एक ऐसा है कि ऐसी सिचुएशन करना जिसमें कि हमको ये पता लगे कि जो इन्वेस्टर्स हैं उनके इन्वेस्टमेंट, जो ओनर्स हैं कंपनी के, उनके इन्वेस्टमेंट पे की ग्रोथ हो रही है और पर शेयर अर्निंग बढ़ रही है. तो ऐसे सिचुएशंस में जो इक्विटी कैपिटल है और डेब्ट कैपिटल है, दोनों का बैलेंस मेंटेन किया जाता है. इस हद तक मेंटेन किया जाता है कि जहाँ जो अर्निंग है इन्वेस्टमेंट पे वो हमेशा हायर रहे इंटरेस्ट के तुलना में, जो इंटरेस्ट दिया जाता है, तो वो ट्रेडिंग ऑन इक्विटी को बढ़ा सकता है. और इसलिए ये देखा जाता है जब कैपिटल स्ट्रक्चर बनाया जाता है तो उसमें देखा जाता है कि हमारा जो ट्रेडिंग ऑन इक्विटी है उसकी पोजीशन अच्छी है या नहीं. सेकंड दिया हुआ है एक्सरसाइज ऑफ कंट्रोल. Any company, if it want to exercise its control over the company, then it will like to utilize the borrowed fund. When borrowed fund is utilized or preferential shares are issued, then the control of the company is not influenced, and that is in the hand of the prevailing management. So this way exercise of control, you can understand the exercise of control also affects the capital structure of a company. Exercise of control. Any company, if it want to have its hold on control, management and control